We have officially seen Halo Infinite's gameplay, and if I'm being totally 100% honest, it was disappointing. Hey everyone, GamerJlee here, and the other day we got our first look at the gameplay of Halo Infinite, and honestly, it is a mixed bag. There are some good things, but there is a lot more bad in my opinion. So what we're going to do today is watch the gameplay, the trailer that they released afterwards, as well as look over the Halo Waypoint post that they made after the big reveal. Also, I have some criticisms of the community that I need to share, so let's get started.
Am I dead already? I must be. I mean, this is a bomb.
Starting off, we've got the info that Halo Infinite takes place 2 years after the events of Halo 5 Guardians, which took place in 2558. This also takes place about 5.5 months after the UNSC lost to the Banished. Now, the question I have is what happened to those 2 years between games? I mean, we already have one novel in Bad Blood that talks about the events after Halo 5, which is a good book, don't get me wrong, but it explains too much in terms of how the teams got off of Genesis and several other things I don't want to spoil. But the point is that we still have one more book to be released before this game comes out. So is this going to be another situation where a ton of exposition between Halo 5 and Infinite is going to be explained through these two novels? Or is this going to be explained clearly at the beginning of the game? I know this demo takes place several hours into the campaign and that this is all speculation, but this has been a massive criticism of 343 Microsoft in the past. And I hope they don't make the same mistake once again with Halo Infinite.
Right? Yep, this is death. No! No! No, 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 no! This isn't happening. I'm going to have to make an emergency landing. Hold on, shit. No! No! You! I can't stand this! Who you are?
Breathe.
No! You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me anything. We're... Are you even listening?
I count 3 anti-aircraft cannons.
3 what?
You'll be safe here.
Oh, I'll be safe. Safe?
Starting off with something positive, I have to say I love the pilot even to this day. Every time I see him, I think he's a great contrast to Chief, and in all honesty, I think he's the best character we've seen since 343 took over the Halo IP in terms of new characters. I mean, we've had other side characters like Lasky or Palmer, but none of them were ever that great or gave us a real reason to care about what happened to them. And I know what people are going to say, well, if you want to care about them, then all you have to do is go watch Forward Unto Dawn or read the comics about Palmer. It's that simple. Well, if that's the case, let me give you a little bit of an example of 2 characters who didn't need an extended lore for you to be able to care about them. I give you Sergeant Johnson and Miranda Keyes. I mean, Sergeant Johnson in Halo C was just known as Sniper Sergeant. He didn't even have a real name yet, but through small bits and pieces, people started to really like him to the point they brought him back in Halo 2 and began to flesh him out as a character. Then you have Miranda Keyes, a character that just showed up in Halo 2 that you knew nothing about besides the fact that she was the daughter of Captain Keyes from the first game. But you didn't need all that information because throughout the campaigns of Halos 2 and 3, she showed why you should care about her and that she would never put someone in a position that she would not take herself. She was not some Mary Sue that was perfect. She was a character that had depth and a reason to actually like her. The point I'm trying to make is that we don't need a novel or extended lore to care about these characters. And I think that goes the same for this pilot. I mean, I've only seen him in 2 small trailers and I already like him a lot more than both Lasky and Palmer combined. So that has to count for something.
I haven't been safe since I found you. I found you, remember? You were out there on your own, and you'd still be out there if it wasn't for me. I thought I was going home.
There won't be a home if we don't stop the Banished.
So this is something I was going to mention earlier about the time jump and how far this takes place into the campaign. But what's going on with Cortana and the Created? Because we don't see or hear from them at all during this demo. Are they only going to be in the first part of the game during the war for control of the ring? Why is there no mention of them at all during this demo? I mean, I hate fighting the Prometheans just like a lot of people because they are not fun to fight at all. But what I hate more is inconsistent storytelling. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, unfortunately.
You keep saying that. We're outgunned, outnumbered. I know I saw condors over there. I'm going to dig through them and find one with the working sleep space drive.
So as you heard our pilot friendo here mention, there are condors in this game. Condors, that insanely overpowered pelican-like dropship from Halo Wars 2. Now, this is the first mention of any vehicle from Halo Wars coming over to Halo Infinite, but I'm excited to see what other things we might see brought over from those games, or what vehicles we might see return. I mean, me personally, I'm really hoping to see the Brute Chopper make a comeback, as that is personally my favorite vehicle of all time throughout the Halo series.
And when you're done with this war, we get away from here. Far away.
Wait here.
Oh, please. Let me see what I can find.
Cannons first. When I get back, we can look. Together.
Okay, big guy.
Now, I just wanted to mention that I really like this moment here because it really shows that Chief still cares about every soldier on the field and is trying to make the smart decision first to ensure the safety of the pilot and any other Marines that we might come across along the way. This was just a small little moment that I just kind of liked. And here we go, the beginning of our first look at Halo Infinite's gameplay, and to be honest, when I first saw this, I went from I'm ready to
there you go. Perfect. Let's just bring all the bad news at once. Woo! Come on, Santa. My mouth's wide open. Fly up on the roof and shit down my neck.
First of all, why does the AR look like it's made out of plastic for some Mega Block set? I mean, did someone load up the wrong demo and what we're seeing is the long forgotten Halo Mega Blocks game? I mean, the ARs from almost any other Halo game have more detail than this. I mean, what happened here? And on a side note, this is an actual nitpick, but I have always, and I mean always, hated the Halo Reach AR model. I know that I'm not alone on this, but I've never liked how unfinished it looked, and I was never a fan of the sound that it made. Initially, when I was younger, I thought it was supposed to be like a prototype AR, but it turns out the Halo Reach AR is actually a variant meant for police. I don't know, I just never liked this version of the AR, and in all honesty, I thought the Halo 3, 4, and 5 ARs were just fine in the looks department, but never understood why they made this change. Okay, another positive that I think both sides of the community will enjoy, but I love the wildlife we've seen so far in Halo Infinite. Whether that's these little gopher dudes or the birds that we see later on in this demo, I think it's a really nice touch. So we see our first bit of gunplay and it's not bad looking. The sound of the AR is not nearly as bad as some past versions, but at the same time, I don't think it sounds as good as Halo 3's. We also get to see our first look at the grunts in Infinite, and this again is a mixed bag. First, we have the more modern 343 looking grunt that Chief just slaughters and leaves in a heap over there. But then you have these newer looking grunts that look like a mix of classic and modern. I like these a lot more than what we've seen with Halo Reach, 4, and 5, but we also have another issue. Why do they look like they're made out of goddamn plastic? As you get closer, they start to regain some of their detail, but this is how they are going to look from a distance? Also, is this due to the scaling function that 343 started using during Halo 5, but on a much closer scale? I don't know, but this has got to improve before launch. One more thing I wanted to add before we move on from this, and I don't know if you noticed it as well, but Smart Scope is entirely gone. And honestly, thank God for that, because 343 obviously took the criticism that not every weapon needs ADS, and to only keep it on weapons that actually have scopes or are precision weapons. Good touch. This is just a quick little thing that I noticed and I really liked, but the glare / detail on the UI of the assault rifle is a really nice touch in my opinion. You can even see some smudges on there, so that's kind of nice that they went in all this detail, but still there's a lot lacking when it comes to detail of this game. Okay, here's the big one, the one a lot of us knew was coming: sprint. Now, I know that we all hoped it was not going to be there, but if we're being honest with ourselves, we all kind of knew deep down that it was going to be in the game. I mean, it has been in 3 games consistently, and I don't think it's going anywhere. But it does look like they have increased the base movement speed quite a bit and dumbed down how fast you actually move while sprinting. I will need to see more or get my hands on it first before I can say, but if so, this seems to be like a small improvement. Then we go from slight possible improvement to same old shit. This Warthog, I hated it in 4, I hated it in 5, and I sure as hell hate it now. Maybe even more. And again, it has the same problem as the AR. It looks like it's entirely made out of plastic. This might just be subjective, but I have never, ever liked any of 343's renditions of the Warthog models, and I think I'm not going to be the minority on this one. Alright, so we see Chief start up the hog, and it doesn't sound bad in my opinion. It actually sounds quite good. But why does this hog, and even past hogs, not take on detail when they drive through certain materials like mud or dirt? We saw this all the way back in Halo 3. Why did we stop? This might be a nitpick, but I love the attention to detail, and I feel like the Warthog looks too perfect and too pristine in my opinion. It is lacking any kind of wear or tear or even detail besides the matte finish that it has on it. I mean, this just might be a nitpick. It looks too clean. It looks too perfect. It looks too much like it's out of a Mega Block set. And now we get the big reveal that the game is open world, and if I'm being honest, I kinda hoped it wasn't. I don't know about you, but I think open world only works in Halo in moderation. Things like the missions Halo from Halo CE worked well because it was open, but also because it was in moderation and was still quite linear. I've always had thoughts that Halo worked better as a linear style game, but over the past few years, that word has been treated as if it's terrible if you make a linear title, which is just not the case. Linear does not automatically mean that it equals a bad game. It just depends on how it is done. But let's take a look at the UI that we have here on this map. So if we look at the top left corner, you can see TAC map, upgrades, and database. Now we can clearly see the TAC map here, and it doesn't look bad at all, but upgrades, I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it depends on how they do it, but I hope they don't overdo it and force it down players' throats and make it mandatory to even finish the game. Then you have database, which is either where you're going to find all of your missions and objectives, or maybe it will be a place similar to ODST where you can look through all your terminals and maybe listen to voice logs. Now, as you can see, Chief scrolls through each of these objectives, and there seems to be what looks like a difficulty and what I'm guessing is an XP you will gain for each objective or mission you complete. First of all, does this mean we're no longer going to have an overall campaign difficulty that's just going to be based off the objectives that we take on? If so, I'm not a fan of this at all. I'm personally a player who loves to go into the game at the difficulty I choose and either run through the game solo or with my group. This is not a good choice in my opinion, if true, and it has me really concerned. Now, I can't tell from this video, but I really hope 343 has improved their vehicle physics. They've always been, in my opinion, too loose, and the littlest bump can send you all over the place. This is especially important if the majority of the game we will be traveling around the ring. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. I've hit a ton of different suicide grunts in my day, and majority of the time you'll be killed along with them. So I call bullshit, especially with that explosion. Bullshit. All right, so we have our first look at the Halo pistol, and this one is called the Sidekick, the Mark 50 Sidekick. And honestly, I guess this is more like the gunfighter that a lot of people liked in Halo 5. Me personally, I didn't play enough Halo 5 to really care, but it doesn't feel like Halo. This just feels like a Glock. This feels like a very basic pistol, and I hope there's going to be more variety throughout the game, or at least that we'll still have our main weapons that we know and love. But again, this doesn't feel like a Halo weapon. This feels like I'm playing Call of Duty, or I wouldn't even say Destiny. I would just say Call of Duty. And now we have our first look at the elites, and not as bad as Reach 4 or 5's elites, but it still feels like their armor is again made out of plastic. Supposedly the reason why these look like this is because of the build that they were using for the demo, but we will have to talk about that more later on. Overall, this is a lot better than the past few games, but something about the detail just doesn't feel right and honestly comes off as half-baked. Okay, and now for our first new gun of the demo, and all I have to ask is, are we playing Call of Duty? Are we playing Destiny? Why do I feel like I am in the beginning stage of Destiny or playing COD with an Enfield in Black Ops 1? And trust me, that feeling is going to continue throughout this entire demo because almost none of the new weapons feel right in a Halo environment. And now we get our first look at the returning brutes, and at first glance they don't look too bad, but when you really look at them, they have the same problem as the grunts and as the elites. They look like they're made out of plastic, and maybe that's because they have too clean of armor, and that when you think of a brute, they are not so clean, they are not so perfect, but this is even before we see them without the armor. What the fuck was that? Is that supposed to be a plasma grenade explosion? Because that looks awful. I've been playing Halo since 2003, and this is just baffling how bad it looks. It looks like he's playing Splatoon and he just got covered in paint. Now, before I roast the ever-loving shit out of this brute, I just need to say two things that are positive. One, I like that they come out of drop pods. That's very cool and very unique. I don't like that the drop pods explode. I think that's just a way to get rid of things quickly, where I liked in Halo 2 that the drop pods would stay. That to me was more real and not so bland. But then you also have the fact that you can shoot certain parts of the armor and it will come off, weakening it. That to me is a nice little touch. I wasn't a super big fan of, you know, how it was just shields and it would just all pop off at once. I think that's kind of cool that you have this more unique aim at a certain area and the armor will come off. But let's look at this motherfucker right here, because this is not a brute. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I don't know if this is supposed to be those rhino-like creatures that we saw in the first ever demo of this game. I don't know what this is, but this is not a brute. This thing looks like so monotone and like, please God, kill me. I don't know why I exist. Please, for the love of God, fucking kill me. This looks pathetic compared to the brutes we've had in Halos 2, 3, hell, Reach, which I didn't even think were that great. It makes those look good. How the fuck do you, I don't know. Let's continue. And now we get to see our first look at the return of equipment, and this is not bad. I'm going to give them a, pat on the back here. Equipment returning, not bad. I want to see more. I want to see what other options we get. But this first one, the drop shield, it looks good. I like the fact that you can throw it down. It can take a little bit of damage. It looks like it will be able to break later on if it takes enough damage. And then you can also shoot through it. So it has a little bit of, back and forth. But at the same time, they have said that this is going to be pick up equipment. And our next bit of equipment has been a little bit controversial, but we'll get to that in just a minute. And as you just saw right there, yes, sliding is returning in Halo Infinite. Of course, there's going to be more advanced mobility, but it seems like it's a lot more dumbed down than what past games have had. That's a plus that's dumbed down, but still there's a lot of people who don't want this even in the game, and I kind of lean on that side for the majority of this. So there's a lot going on in just those few seconds, so let me just break that all down for you. First, this is a brute captain with a jetpack. I don't know if it's a jetpacking brute or a brute captain that will have a jetpack. Who knows? The other thing is as you saw, yeah, there's the grappling hook. The thing that everyone was fearing is in the game. The grappling hook, the goddamn grappling hook. Now here is the good news, and I'm gonna show this up on the screen. Now they did say in the Waypoint article that you guys can see on the screen here that it will not be a permanent thing in multiplayer. It will actually be a pickup in multiplayer, which is good, but here's the truth of the matter. No one wanted this, no one asked for it, and honestly, it's just them jumping onto other games' niches. This is COD, this is Doom Eternal, this is them trying to have something that other games have because they can't come up with their own ideas. And honestly, it's really just, it's poor judgment. I really just see is that it's great that they are keeping it balanced for multiplayer and that it's going to be a pickup and it's probably going to be very limited. But at the same time, no one cares. No one wanted this damn thing. Again, getting a lot of Destiny vibes from this gun. This is the Ravager, which looks to be a combo of maybe the Brute Plasma Rifle and the Sprute Spiker. It kind of has that design, but it's a 3-shot burst of plasma that kind of goes at an angle. Now, let's just be honest here. This looks like a Destiny gun, and it looks so much like a Destiny gun that literally one of my friends who is a Destiny player who loves his community sent me this image. Wow! That looks like a Destiny gun because it fucking is. I mean, can we not come up with good gun design anymore? Or are we just trying to rely on the people who did it better? I'm just being brutally honest here. It doesn't mean it's a bad gun, but to me, it's just not that impressive. It looks like something a Promethean should be using, not a Brute. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about here, and I'm gonna try and cover everything that's on my mind. But first of all, let's talk about that pop-in. The pop-in looks terrible, and from what I've heard, the community has said that this is because this is a 5-month-old build that they're using now for the demo, and this is their most stable build. They wanted to have the most stable build for this demo, and in my opinion, whenever you're having that kind of pop-in, that's not very stable. That's not very stable at all, in my opinion, and that's kind of bad when you're trying to make your first impressions on a community that's already been critical of you for 10 years. The next thing I want to mention is a lot of people have been making fun of the fact that it looks like he's playing Minecraft. It looks like Master Chief in Minecraft, and I totally get it. But here's the thing I think they're going for, and this is me kind of backing them up a little bit. I think they're kind of going for the idea that this Halo is unfinished, that the ring is unfinished, and that this is still being built by the Sentinels, just like the ring in Halo 3 that you did the Warthog run on. Now that's a good idea, but the execution is honestly very poor. It's not recognizable, and not a lot of people are going to put those pieces together. And also, looking at this image right here, the way I froze this, it looks like Minecraft. It literally looks like it's made out of Minecraft blocks, and then Master Chief's like, oh, I'm gonna go find all that ore. That looks great. It just doesn't click with the community, and a lot of people have been goofing on this to hell and back. The final thing I want to say before we move on is I do like the music. The music sounds good. It sounds better than Halos 4 and 5, but still it doesn't click with a lot of people because the visuals are throwing them off. They're hearing Halo in their ears, but they're not seeing Halo. They're seeing Call of Duty, Destiny, and Minecraft all combined into one image, and it throws off the senses to a lot of people. This doesn't look like Halo. This looks like Destiny with a Call of Duty pistol. Okay, I guess we need to talk about this because this is the lankiest ass jackal I've ever seen. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong, I don't know, but I've seen jackals stand tall. I've seen jackals walk with beam rifles. They never look this lanky and I guess feminine, because all I can see whenever I look at this is Angel Dust from Hazbin Hotel. All I'm expecting him to say is,
I can suck your dick.
Ha! No.
I mean, it looks that bad. I'm sorry. I'm being very critical, but this is my first impressions of Halo Infinite. Whenever I see this, it's another goddamn meme. It's another joke in the Halo community, and rightfully so. Okay, a couple things right there. Now, first of all, that grunt getting tossed by the brute, okay, that's a pretty cool thing, really unique, but could you please just give him a different animation than the just basic running animation in the air? Could we do like a diving headbutt, sort of like he's coming at you with both grenades? Like, that would be a lot better than just the basic running animation. It just seems so unfinished and unpolished. And now back to the jackal, and this is the same jackal we saw earlier. It looks a lot better whenever it's in its crouching stance, and I do like that they have the throwback shield and armor similar to Halo 1, but honestly, I just had to goof on it a little bit with that last animation. It just looked so janky and wrong, but overall, this jackal does look good. I do like it overall. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Clamber is back in Halo Infinite, and all honesty, I missed this in my first few watchings of this trailer because it is such a blink and you will miss it moment. There is a lot of people that hate Clamber, including myself. I hate it with a passion because I love the days of skill jumps. I love learning how to move around maps and so on and so forth without having to have this crutch being able to save me at any moment. And the fact that we don't even have thrusters anymore makes it even more of a crutch, in my opinion, because it's just jump and grab, jump and grab. What happened to skill jumps? Why do we need this pussy ass shit in our game? I'm sorry, this is a pussy ass thing that's ripped straight out of Call of Duty, and no one wants it. No one likes it, and honestly, it takes away the skill. On to our next new weapon, and this is the Pulse Carbine, a gun that is a 3-round burst that can overheat, similar to a lot of the other Covenant guns like the plasma rifle, the plasma repeater, the storm rifle, so on and so forth. But this honestly doesn't look bad. It looks like Halo, it looks Covenant. It doesn't look like a bad gun in my opinion. It actually looks quite good, but the one thing that a lot of people are kind of worried about is that this is the replacement for the Covenant carbine. Now, this is a pulse carbine. I don't think that's going to replace the main carbine. I think it's just a different variant because it seems to be something they're going to be doing throughout this game. There's going to be different variants of weapons and you're going to be able to upgrade them and so on and so forth. I'm kind of afraid of that, and I think that if we add too many weapons, that a lot of weapons are going to be forgotten or misused in multiplayer. But honestly, it's not a bad gun. I don't hate it. I don't hate the design of it. Also, I didn't even notice that this brute was throwing another grunt. It seems like he's got a thing for that. And again, the grunt's doing a running animation. Looks really stupid. Now, when I first saw this weapon, I jumped for joy because I was extremely excited to see the return of the Mauler, a weapon that a lot of people either love or hate, and it was a classic brute weapon. A lot of people loved using these, and they were fun. They were fun weapons to use, but you know what sucks is that this isn't the Mauler. No, this is not the Mauler. This is the Mangler, and it is not a close range kind of shotgun pistol. It is a medium range like revolver. Now, that's not terrible, but whenever he first picked it up, I thought, oh, this is a human version of the Mauler, right? It looks kind of humanish. It doesn't look very Forerunner or Covenant like. And then I was like, oh, it is. It's made by the Brutes. Oh, okay. Doesn't really look like it. It looks more human, and honestly, now that I look at it even more, it looks kind of like another Destiny gun. I mean, is there a trend here? There's just a trend here of them making guns that look like Destiny guns, but it's an okay gun. I don't absolutely hate it, but at the same time, I don't absolutely love it. I said this once and I'll say it again. I don't know how I feel about this goddamn grappling hook. I really don't like it at all, to be honest. And now I'm starting to really hate the idea of it even being in campaign, because when you can just be like, oh, okay, screw it, I'm just going to climb up here and just skip a whole area trying to fight my way up to the AA gun and just go through anything like that, that just kind of ruins the fun of exploring the areas to me. It's just mainly just janky ass exploration. And honestly, I know that this is a take that a lot of people are not gonna like. I didn't like a grappling hook being in Doom. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like how it worked. I honestly didn't like Doom Eternal. But the thing is that I just don't like this being in Halo. This is not Halo to me. This is just another fucking gimmick that we're throwing into the stew that has become modern Halo. And yay, more fun with the grappling hook, as now you can grab fusion coils. Now, I'm not fully against the idea of using fusion coils as a weapon, grabbing them, throwing them, so on and so forth. And I think in multiplayer, this is probably going to be pretty balanced, as if you grab one of these fusion coils, someone can easily shoot it because it moves so slow. And if you're carrying around one, they can easily shoot you and blow you up most likely. But still, it just... God, this goddamn grappling hook. I don't know how to feel about it. Okay, so now that our shade turret here is covered in blue Gatorade, I'm sorry, it looks like it's just been covered in battle juice from fucking Fortnite. I just want to say I like the shade turret. I like the shade turret. It reminds me of the Halo 3 one. It looks good. It's firing well. I like how they balanced it a little bit more. Honestly, I don't remember how shade turrets were in Halos 4 and 5. I could be wrong. Maybe this is an old design. I don't know off the top of my head, and I'm not going back to Halo 5 to find out. But if this is how it was, I like it. It looks good. It's balanced. It looks like it's going to have some interesting mechanics with the shielding and everything else. I like it. Again, this explosion looks like blue Gatorade or something out of Fortnite. And here we go again. Another weapon that looks like it was taken out of Rainbow Six Siege, Destiny 2, or Call of Duty Black Ops, the Bulldog. A shotgun that's kind of like an auto shotty, kind of like an AA-12 with a drum mag. It's got 10 rounds and then so on and so forth. But again, I don't like this. This doesn't look like Halo. And again, look at this brute. Look at this brute right here. He's just like, please, for the love of God, put me out of my goddamn misery. This demo has a lot of flaws, and again, I know this is a old version, but whenever you're giving your first impressions of the gameplay of Halo, you need to knock it out of the park. You need to bring your A game, your best version, and this just isn't it. And I really hope, I swear to God, there better be a different version of a shotgun. There better be the traditional shotgun, whether it's the one from Halo 4 or 5, I don't care, because it's already been ruined by the modern art style of Halo. I mean, this has been ruined so many times, and now we got this shit. We've got this shit in Halo. Are you fucking kidding me?
Lost this war months ago.
And finally, we are introduced to Escrium, the big bad of Halo Infinite, because honestly, we haven't heard anything about Cortana or the Created. I'm honestly starting to think that they're going to be gone by the first part of this game, and that this is going to be our main threat, because supposedly they have control of the ring. They have everything under control. So what's Cortana? What's the Created? Are they just gone? I don't know. But honestly, I'm not threatened by this guy. This guy doesn't remind me of a brute. One, he looks inbred as fuck. He doesn't look like a brute. He looks terrible. Secondly, he's fanboying over Master Chief. He's fanboying over him. He's literally kissing his ass and saying how excited he is to fight the Master Chief, the Spartan. He's like fanboying over this guy. This is not how a brute would act. A brute would act like the humans are lesser, that they are literally the dirt on his boot. He would not give a shit if this is Master Chief or fucking any of them.
Your people are broken, scattered, hunted, defeated by me. I wish I could tell you it was difficult, but it wasn't. We are one step ahead, always.
Now, this shot to me is very impactful, and it's probably one of the major things that I like about this trailer, as Master Chief is standing in the back of this Pelican. This is showing their location on this giant map. And as he's doing so, he sees all these different call signs, all these different tags of ODST, UNSC, ONI, and they're all from the Infinity. And as it continues, they all be declared as deceased. Now, this is impactful, and I don't know what this means. Does this mean they're going to kill off a ton of characters? Are they going to kill off all of Osiris? Are they going to kill off Buck? Are they going to kill off Dare? What's going to happen? This is honestly making me really wonder, from a lore aspect, what we're going to see and who's going to be living at the end of the day to continue the story of Halo, since they have a 10-year plan, supposedly.
The ring is already under our control. Soon, the auditorium as well.
Now, he mentions the auditorium, and I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I have a feeling this is another term for maybe the control room we saw in the last trailer that came out a year ago, where we saw Master Chief walking towards what seemed to be Cortana. Maybe she still has control of the control room of this Halo ring and is holding out there, and they're just trying to find a way to get inside and take control of this auditorium, or whatever they want to call it. I don't know, but honestly, this is again another cool shot, and I really am glad that we're back on a Halo ring. I just wish that I felt more excited to be back.
The Harbinger and the Banished share the same goal. We fight together to honor the will of Atriox.
Now, he just mentioned something that kind of got my attention, and then once I really thought about it, I got kind of disappointed. But he mentioned that the Harbinger and the Banished working together for the same goal, to honor Atriox. And in all honesty, it's kind of a cool idea, but then when you really think about it, who could the Harbinger be? Well, maybe it's just the remnant of the Storm Covenant, and kind of explains why some of these units look like they don't even fit in with the Banished. They really don't. They look like they're just kind of there. They seem like they're regular Covenant, but they're not really fitting in with the Banished kind of uniform and identity.
Without challenge, I grew weary, lost, alone. But here you now stand. This is my last fight. A true test of legends. Our story will outlive us both. Set a fire in your heart, Spartan. Bare your fangs. Fight hard. Die well.
And that's all she wrote. That's the gameplay we saw on Thursday for Halo Infinite. And there's a few more things we need to talk about here, but honestly, going off of that, overall, I'm not very excited for this game. I'm not impressed by this game. This game came off like a Halo fan game. It didn't come off like the next gen Halo title that people have been waiting for. This came off as a game that has been made by fanboys that is trying to be Halo, but really isn't Halo. This kind of felt like, you know what this reminded me of? And it just kind of came to me. Halo CE SPV3. That's what it reminds me of. SPV3, a Halo fan game that's not bad, but it's a Halo fan game, and that's what this looks like. It looks like a fan-made mod for Halo that's supposed to be our next game in the franchise that we've been waiting 5 years for, but just looks like someone put this together in 5 weeks. But we are not done yet, ladies and gentlemen, as we have one more trailer to look at, and then we're going to get into the fun part. We are going to get into the backlash and the 343 and Microsoft damage control. But now that you've enjoyed your main course, we are going to get into what I would call the after dinner mint. You've enjoyed your main course, you've heard all my criticisms of it, and you're enjoying yourself. You're enjoying yourself. I hope you're enjoying this experience. But now we're going to get into the after dinner mint that is this little campaign trailer. Now there is some good stuff here, and I'm going to say it how I see it. I'm going to get a little excited about some of the things I see, but as we go on, you're gonna get into the sweet dessert that is the criticism of 343 and Microsoft and the community's complete and utter meltdown. So let's continue on with this journey that we call Halo Infinite.
Spartan, we thought you dead. Yet here you stand.
Now, as we get started, we see Master Chief having more fun with the grappling hook, and as he comes across, he pulls out this beauty. The first thing I think I've truly enjoyed, the first weapon that they've actually pulled out that I truly like, because how can you screw up an energy sword? I mean, this is the classic design energy sword. It doesn't look bad, but still, how can you screw up the energy sword? It's pretty simple, pretty easy, but it's good to see it back, and it's good to see that it's in its classic form.
Humans call you their savior. The Covenant, demon. The banished, prey. Bare your fangs, Spartan. Fight hard. Die well.
I'm sorry, this isn't a big critique. This is just something very small. But again, with the grunt being thrown by the brutes, can we please just change this animation? Can we please just get a better animation of him actually being thrown and kind of like diving at you instead of having this running animation, which makes absolutely no sense midair why he would be doing that? I'm just sorry. I need to be honest. This looks really stupid and janky and overall poor. It looks like poor planning, and they just decided to be lazy with it and keep the running animation instead of coming up with something new. Now, I'm sure once you saw me get to this point in the video and pause, you were probably saying, oh, he's gonna shit all over the shock grenade. Not a shocker, right? Well, actually, I like it. I like the idea of it. It seems cool. It seems interesting. And it kind of reminds me of the power drain. Actually, what I'm hoping to see is that when this is used in multiplayer, it's going to be treated like a power drain. I think that that's probably the best way to do it, because I don't think you're going to want to stun your enemies entirely and ruin the flow of gameplay. But yeah, I don't know if this is going to be treated like a grenade or a piece of equipment, but personally, I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's interesting, and I can't wait to see how it actually works in multiplayer. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the thing that all of us have been really hoping to see, the return of the classic battle rifle. Now, this isn't the pristine classic Halo 2 or Halo 3 battle rifle. This is a newer model, but honestly, it doesn't look bad. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm glad that we're moving away from that god-awful look that it had in Halo 4 and the god-awful look it had in Halo 5, and going back to this traditional style that kind of looks like a modern FAMAS. But again, this weapon has the same problem as the Halo Infinite assault rifle. It has little to no textures on it, and it looks like it's made entirely out of plastic. I want to be excited about the return of a classic weapon like this, but at the same time, how can I whenever I've seen models in games that are 13 years old that look 10 times better? And that's the end of that trailer. Now, in all honesty, I have to say this to be brutally honest, there was just a few small things that were worth talking about. The classic energy sword design, the classic battle rifle design, the shock grenade, those were all good little things, and that's why I referred to it as an after dinner mint. The main course left a terrible taste in your mouth, and this kind of cleaned your palate, but overall, it wasn't enough to really change your mind on the main course. And now what we're going to do is we are going to look at the backlash. We are going to look at 343 and Microsoft continue to damage control to the nth degree, and then we will be back with my final thoughts and my criticisms of our community, because there's a lot to say and there is a lot to get across, and I think the best way to do it is from my live stream earlier tonight. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna jump on over to a little segment that me and Insane Matt did, where we sat down and looked at a IGN video talking about the excuses that 343 and Microsoft made after the launch reveal. Okay, I sent you the link. Did you join yet?
Not yet.
Okay, join the thing. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this, like this, we're gonna get into gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry your pretty little heads, but we're gonna get into this. Oh, there you go. All right.
Microsoft fires back on Halo's visuals.
Yep.
Okay.
So, is it playing for you? Oh
no.
What?
How's it?
Everybody,
Oh, yes,
I'm
it
Cindy
is.
Goodman, and in today's Daily Fix, Xbox fires back on criticism of Halo Infinite's graphics. Infinite's public beta may not be happening, and a G4 tease seems to herald a resurrection of the gaming channel in some way or another.
Okay, so great start. Great start. So they're talking about the visuals. They're talking about the flight, which, by the way, might not happen. They've said there's probably not going to be a flight because of coronavirus. Then you know what the fuck you do? You delay the game!
Roll the thing.
Thank you so much for the 100 bits.
You all love your graphics, and it shows. Xbox revealed some Halo Infinite gameplay yesterday, and many fans were critical of the demo's graphics. Xbox's response was surprisingly swift. In an interview with Inside Gaming, Xbox's GM of marketing, Aaron Greenberg, said, quote, "Listen, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. It's July. We're far from launch and holiday. You're seeing a work in progress game." He went on.
Okay, Matt, do you see like a ton of things wrong with that quote?
We're in the middle of a global pandemic. It's July. We're far from launch and holiday. You're seeing a work in progress game.
Okay, let's start with the first part. Listen, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. Yeah, we are. So delay the launch, you fucking idiot. You big tubble-lard motherfucker. Thank you very much for the follow.
Like I said, first impressions are everything. Don't give us a pile of shit that looks like shit when it could look so much better if you just delay the fucking game.
It's July. We're far from launch. We are 5 months away. It's the end of July. We are 5 months away from launch. And your game that we saw, your first impressions, looks worse than Halo 5. Okay.
Not to mention the game has been developing for so long, so why the fuck does
5 years. Five fucking years.
It doesn't look the way it does. It doesn't make any sense. Unless that build was from like 3 years ago or some shit.
Yeah, no, like
doesn't make any sense.
They're saying this build is 5 months old.
5 months old?
Yes, they're saying that
why
the build
does it still look like that?
No, this is a 5 month old build. This isn't a 5.
So like they were working on it for 5 months. That's it.
No. This build that they used for the demo is from 5 months ago.
Oh, then why the fuck does it look like that?
Wait for the video you've been talking about. I'm interested. Oh, don't worry, it's coming. It's coming tomorrow. I'm on the final 2 parts, and then we're good to go.
If it's been in development for 5 years and it looks like that 5 months ago, I feel like that's not like acceptable, really. Even though you're in a pandemic, you had 4 whole years to work on one Halo game, where maybe on a Halo game on average is like maybe 2 to 3 years.
It's usually like 2 to 3, yeah, on average.
The pandemic should be no fucking excuse in this case for why.
Well, and I understand. No, here's the thing that I understand, right? The pandemic has affected the tail end of development. That is clearly understandable. But here's the thing. You had, what, 4.5 years without the pandemic? 4.5.
Exactly.
And this is what we've got. A game that looks like it's made out of Mega Bloks. Now, the next thing he says here is you're seeing a work in progress game. So you mean a game as a service. Games as a service, which I fucking hate. It's an excuse for developers to be fucking lazy and ship out a half-baked game. And when the rumor was coming around, and this again was a rumor, it's not true, that multiplayer would be delayed at launch, I was seeing people defend that shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
It was funny. When I was watching the reactions over and over again, I was reading the chat every now and then because it replays those two. And I was seeing one guy in chat, he was like, no. And it just like in the cutscenes was like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy an Xbox X for this reason. I'm like, you haven't even seen gameplay and you're already like fanboying over this. What the fuck is wrong with people?
No, and here's the thing. I got blocked by Grunt today, and I've tried being cool with this dude. I've tried being respectful, and now I'm done being respectful with him. Dude, whenever that rumor came along that multiplayer was going to be delayed at launch, you said it would be okay in your opinion. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you joking? I've been so kind and so respectful, but I'm fucking done, dude. You've got to be fucking with me. What a joke. But let's continue.
Who is this guy?
Who, Grunt?
Yeah.
He's a loser. Anyways, let's continue.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm done being respectful with him, but let's continue.
To say that the quality of the stream itself may also have played a part in his reaction to Infinite's graphics, pointing to the 1080.
He's saying that it has to do with the stream, the why it looks so bad. I've watched this in 1440p. It still looks like shit.
That's legit horseshit. Whenever The assault rifle you see right there.
Yeah.
If you compare side by side to the Reach AR, there's literal textures that have been removed.
Right.
That has nothing to do with the quality. It's literally, it looks like an unfinished, asset of the game.
And I've got to say, the glare here on the assault rifle, the glare here with the smudge looks good. It does.
Oh, yeah.
But
The
where's
lighting in
the
the game looks
detail
great.
on the rest of the gun? Where?
Look at the mountain. Look at the mountain on the left. That looks like it's, unfinished completely.
Yeah, it looks like you could clip right through it, but let's continue.
Yeah, no, the game looks like ass here.
1080p stream, while the VOD version can be viewed in 4K 60 on the Halo YouTube channel or even right here at IGN.
Okay. I literally have been sitting in front of my computer for 2 days working on a video, breaking down this whole thing, watching it at 1440p. It doesn't make a fucking difference.
No, it's just higher res.
It's just higher resolution. Like even right now, what the fuck?
You can see the non-textured environments in the HD.
All right, here we go.
On IGN's YouTube channel. But fan criticism wasn't only about resolution. Many folks called out flat lighting and low resolution textures in official screenshots. But Greenberg tried to assuage those concerns, saying, quote, "It is a work in progress. I can tell you because..."
It's a work in progress 5 years into development. A work in progress 5 years into development with 5 months left before this game is supposed to launch. Really?
What the fuck were you guys doing?
Really? Really?
I mean, it's just graphics in the end, right? Like the gameplay looks good. I mean, it's just graphics, but
honestly, I'm not a fan of the gameplay that much either, but let's see here. So it's a work in progress. I can tell you because I see build check-ins every week. Okay, you see build check-ins every week, yet the build that was for your first impressions, the thing that means a lot to a lot of people, the thing that determines whether they're going to buy an Xbox Series X or whatever, looks like complete dog shit. And the excuse I keep hearing is, well, it's their most stable build. A 5-month-old build is your most stable build? Are you kidding me?
I would like to see their actual week-on-week build progress and see what they've actually done.
Yeah. I
think
would
that's
too.
Just a load of horseshit he's just saying, just to make them save face.
Yeah. Let's see here. Check-ins, and they make progress every week. So between now and holiday, it's going to just get better and better. I sure as hell hope so in 5 months.
Like, no shit. Like, of course the game's just gonna get better and better the longer it's in fucking development, but 5 whole years. Come on, dude.
I guarantee you this is gonna be worse than Halo 5. This is gonna be worse than Halo 5. We are going to literally have parts of the game missing once again, and then you're gonna have the 343 defenders defending it. You're gonna have the guys on the gatekeeping Halo side being pissed off. And here's the thing, I'm in the middle because there are good things and there are bad things. But if you say something good about it, then you're a fucking 343 tard. If you say something bad about it, you're an alt-right fucking gatekeeper. It's getting old, and that's why after this video that comes out tomorrow, I'm praying to God I can get it out by tomorrow. I am taking a break from videos. I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna have fun. I'm taking a break from videos because literally I'm taking a break from Twitter because it's exciting. Thank you very much, Retro Fan, for 7 months subscribed. Thank you so much. Half a year. And guess what? You've been consistent, unlike 343. Let's continue with this shit.
Because we see build check-ins every week and they make progress week after week. So between now and holiday, it's just going to get better.
This music is jamming.
When asked about fans questioning what hardware was used to run the demo because the game is coming to Xbox One, PC.
Oh, here's the big one.
X343 told PC Games N that the footage was, quote, captured from a PC that is representative of the experience that players will have on Xbox Series X.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
It was captured from a PC that is equivalent to an Xbox Series X.
That's fucking just... I don't even know what to say to that. Honestly.
Oh. Now there were people that were actually pissed at Xbox because they weren't recording on an Xbox Series X, which I don't give a shit if you record it on a PC or an Xbox. Like, people were afraid that they were recording this on an original Xbox One. That's what we were all speculating. No, they were recording on a PC. Was the PC made out of tinfoil? All right, let's continue.
Maybe they had to turn the graphics
I
all
don't
low.
Matt, not funny. Not funny.
I mean,
all right, let's get back to this because now it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse.
Every game to look like it's happening IRL. I'm currently playing Ghost of Tsushima, and that game looks incredible. I appreciate its graphics immensely, but I can also get down with Animal Crossing and many other games.
Yes, because the game has always had this art style, but guess what? There was an improvement in graphics between games. Like, there was an improvement, not a fucking downgrade.
With art styles that aren't necessarily trying to mimic real life, so the Halo graphics didn't bother me in the slightest. But I'm someone who was playing with an RX 570 graphics card in my PC up until a few months.
Wait, what did she just say?
an RX 570.
What's an RX 5? Wait, oh, 5 fucking. Well, no shit.
AMD.
Fucking AMD. Blech. For their graphics card, at least. Blech. There we go.
Up until a few months ago when I finally upgraded to a 1070.
Oh,
I
she
did the
upgraded to
demo,
1070.
And as Greenberg said, a work in progress. If you thought getting your hands on Halo during a public beta might ease some of those concerns, don't count your chiefs before they've mastered.
Cringe.
In 2018,
Oh my
343
God,
said
I
it
just
planned
wanna
to
kill
have an
myself.
early flighting program for Infinite that would be similar to the early test for Halo the Master Chief Collection. However, plans had to change. Halo Infinite studio head Chris Lee said, quote, "With Halo Infinite, we are also committed to building the game in partnership with our community. But given the unprecedented challenges of this year, we're not quite where we expected to be in terms of broader public flighting."
Again, 5 whole fucking years. What were you guys doing?
If you're not ready to do a flight, which, by the way, is mandatory with how poor your games ship, delay the fucking game. I don't care what Microsoft says. If Microsoft wants my money, if Microsoft wants your guys' money, if Microsoft wants anything, then they need to produce. They've lost for fucking a whole generation. PlayStation kicked their ass. Nintendo, Mr. Wii U kicked their ass halfway through the fucking generation. Are you fucking with me? Are we going to be this irresponsible and show that we really just care about money and not what matters most, quality over quantity? But no, we're just going to ship it anyways because we have a launch date. You say this over and over again. It's the middle of a pandemic. The challenges of this year. Delay it. Delay it, you fucktards.
No one's gonna give a fuck if it's delayed.
Exactly. We would be a more understanding. We would say good job because it looks like shit. It looks like shit. Good job.
Lee's
And
statement also
instead,
said
they're just not. Well, they're acknowledging that. It sounds like they're acknowledging that it looks like shit.
Yeah.
But they're not doing anything about it.
quote, "While not the full program we had envisioned, we have been working very closely with the community on nearly every facet of the project."
Bullshit. Bullshit. Who have you been working with? Who have they been working closely with? Because all I know, we had 2 trailers and then just small community posts that really didn't have anything in them talking about Halo Infinite. You haven't been working with the community. You've been keeping everything close to the chest. That's why we were waiting for this reveal to see how it was going. And you're saying that you've been working closely with the community on nearly every facet of this project? Who? The big YouTubers? Who?
I don't know.
Please. Who? Yeah.
Lee says that the team, quote, "is still working and assessing options for broader hands-on opportunities before launch." And
With 5 months remaining, and you still have to get the game gold and start publishing the discs.
Delay it.
That 343 Industries will be sharing updates about potential public flights when they can. Finally, Lee goes out of his way to make clear that, quote, this process doesn't stop with launch.
And here's the quote. Here's the quote that made me cringe the most. This process doesn't stop with launch, proving it's a games as a service game. Another crutch, another excuse to just have it be unfinished at launch. The main criticism that we all had of Halo 5 when that game came out was it felt unfinished. And you're saying this game is a process. It doesn't stop with the launch. In fact, in many ways, feedback and community flighting will be even more important after launch. You're going to be doing flights after the launch? Are you fucking with me? Are you kidding? This is a fucking joke. This is a fucking joke. And I'm so glad I'm gonna rip this fucking video apart. I'm so glad that this community has been so divided and that there's people with an actual fucking brain. Yet I'm getting called out for being the bad guy and saying, hey, it doesn't look finished and I'm really disappointed in the top creators. I'm not disappointed in the little guys. I'm disappointed in the guys who are the ones who have the most influence in this community. The people that help sell these fucking copies of this shit.
In fact, in many ways, feedback and community flighting will be even more important after launch as we partner together to continually evolve and update the game into the future. This is in line with 343's plans to have Halo Infinite serve as a storytelling platform for the future of the title, rather than another chapter in a growing series.
Now, for this part of the video, I'm going to basically go off script and be brutally honest. I am extremely tired of everything that's going on in this community. Not just this community, but this entire industry. I'm tired of the excuse of games as a service giving a crutch to developers to develop a lackluster game that's not finished at launch when I'm paying them $60 for it. I am tired of every time that we take 3 steps forward, we take 43 steps back whenever it comes to this franchise. I'm tired of a community that is divided. I'm tired of a community that labels one another as toxic. I am tired and disappointed in a community where people take criticism of a video game as a personal criticism against them and their character. If you insulted Halo 3 or criticized it, I'm not going to take that as a personal attack. I will listen to you, I may disagree with you, but I'm not going to mute you, I'm not going to block you, I'm not going to say that your take is yikes. I'm going to listen, and that is perfectly fine if we agree to disagree. But I am tired of everyone taking a criticism of a video game or a company that has given 10 years of disappointment as a personal attack against them and their identity. I wanted to make this video because I truly care about the Halo community. And now more than ever, I thought we were going to start turning a new page into this community, and I thought it was going to get better, but I am not surprised whenever I've seen nothing but wars going on Twitter and any other social media you can think of. This community keeps going from together to divided, together divided, together divided, together divided, over and over and over again. I've tried being nice, I've tried being respectful, and I know that there are people that are going to say that me screaming or getting all up in arms is going to come off as I am angry or mad or whatever. No, I'm not. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed after 5 years of waiting to see what the next installment of Halo is. It's another disappointment. I'm disappointed in this community that continues to rip each other apart. And finally, I wanted to end this video off with this, and I want people who think that I'm saying that you can't be excited for Halo Infinite to hear me loud and clear. It is perfectly fine. It is perfectly acceptable if you are excited for Halo Infinite. It is perfectly okay if you enjoy what you saw on Thursday. I am not saying that you're not allowed to be excited. I am not saying that you're not allowed to enjoy yourself or enjoy what you are seeing. What I'm saying is we have criticisms in this community of what we saw. We are not saying that we are right. We are not saying that you are wrong. We are not saying the polar opposite. All we are saying is that there needs to be improvement here, 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 and here. And then what I get in my feed is you're being toxic. You're trying to kill people's hype. You are trying to say that we're not allowed to enjoy what we enjoy. Bullshit. I have never once considered trying to ruin someone's hype. But over the past week, this community has ripped my enjoyment of everything Halo. Honestly, deep down, I feel like I need a break from Twitter. I need a break from this community because it seems like the infighting is going to continue no matter what. We're going to continue to see everyone try and tear everyone down on both sides, and there's no ending in sight. I love Halo. I love the community, but right now I'm more disappointed in it than I have ever been in my entire life. I think that deep down, I want to take a break from Halo, and I'm just going to focus on enjoying gaming, enjoying other things, and I'm just going to let it ride for the time being. I'll probably work on other videos, but right now, I don't even feel like it. All I feel like doing is taking a break and just waiting to see what happens.